We are on here recording
live from Saturday night. Wait, live on Saturday night? Live on Saturday night. This is
When you're home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV. Turn off your mind.
now a couple things about that. It's not Saturday.
We're not live.
We're not live. And I might have stolen that from another show. I don't know which one. I couldn't tell you. It's not famous.
Friday Night Lights.
I think you're right. I was going to say Saturday Night Fever, but you know what?
Oh, that might
go for Friday Night Lights. You go for a different day altogether.
Or Wednesday. It could be from Wednesday.
It could be from Wednesday.
I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't either. So if it is from there, I'm very impressed that I got it.
Right? Me too.
All right, guys. Welcome.
Woohoo.
Welcome back to another episode of
Soul of a Gamer.
Soul of a Gamer. I'm Scott.
I'm Steven.
And every week we take a game, we fucking tell you about it.
Yeah.
Fuck you with it.
We. Wow.
That's what we do with this information. We're fucking it into your head.
And if it's a digital game, we put it on a USB and then we shove it up your ass.
Well, I was saying fucking the information in my brain.
Oh, I thought you meant like you fucked them with the game.
You're going on a weird tangent here. I don't know if I like this anymore. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed last week's game, which was...
Oh, God.
Actually, I do know it this time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to see if you know it.
I don't... Oh, God. I don't...
It was Max Payne.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't much care for that game. Steven liked it a little bit, but this game we liked a lot more, I would say.
So much more.
I think the mechanics are better. I think that's just really what it is. And it doesn't look like it's like a shit fucking box.
Yeah,
but it really looks good.
Clunky in the right ways in this game.
Yeah, it's still some poor stuff, but it was made in 2005. What the fuck do you want from it?
Yeah. Exactly.
And this week we are doing
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yep, Shadow of the Colossus. This is a pretty famous game. This came out 2005.
Yep.
Who made it? I don't even know the makers.
Oh, God. I know it's a Sony game, but I don't know if they were the ones who actually made it.
This was made by Labadubabo. Labadubabo. That's a real game maker guy.
Oh,
There's been no one who makes games better than Labadubabo. We got there.
Developers were Team ICO and Sony Interactive.
Fuck you, ICO. Just go fuck yourself. We should say that this game is a prequel, kind of.
Yes.
It's like the most fucking stupid prequel in the world, but whatever.
This whole franchise started with a game and then made a prequel, which is Shadow of the Colossus, and then made another prequel, which is The Last Guardian.
Which has like one reference to the sequel in it, and that's it. And it's just such a minor reference that nobody gives a shit.
It's got some world building and some characters that are like said about in stories and like some hidden messages and stuff. But besides that, like there's very few references.
Messages. You'll have to tell me what they are because
yeah.
I've never come across them.
Well, and there's some more hidden things in the remaster version of this.
Okay, that makes more sense. I think they probably realized, like, how did we make this a prequel again? Oh, we gave them horns. Is that all we did? Let's do some more stuff.
So we did what we always do here, where I played the remaster and Scott played the original.
Yeah, the original was fun, but it was very. It looked good for a 2005 game, but not amazing.
Oh, and I gotta say the remaster version of it was
probably looks amazing,
so gorgeous.
But I can't imagine like people bought this game at the time and said, "Oh my god, this is the best looking game I've ever seen." Because I think other
for
games
the time
came out
it
that
was
looked better,
pretty good looking.
I think at the time Nintendo games actually took it for me with graphics, only because they made them more cartoony and that just made them easier to pixelate.
Yeah.
You know?
One of the cool things with the Shadow of the Colossus remake is you can play the game with any sorts of like movie filters, and you can even do it like with retro film filter.
Oh, that's cool.
And it actually has like the black like things that come
noir,
up and like
it
looks so fucking.
That would be
sweet.
fucking sweet. And it's just like you walk into a place with your horse and you're like, 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I went to the meatpacking factory to meet Dolores. Dolores was an ex-wife I once had.
Now she's a cokehead and a whore.
Yeah, it's just like you could picture somebody making a cool, funny video like that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Dolores is one of the colossi.
That's awesome.
One of the beast colossi, not even one of the human ones. One of the beast ones.
Okay.
So yeah, this game is cool, and we're gonna talk about it right. Meow.
Well, first, what's on the box?
Yeah.
What's on the box?
I was actually gonna let the button say it, you know.
That would have been smart.
I was like, oh, well, we could just say it, I guess. We don't even have to push the button at that point. But yeah, what's on the box? It's a cool fucking box.
Yeah, it really is. There's
Honestly,
a few different boxes for this.
This one's the coolest by far. The other one was kind of lame. We saw one other one that was like, kind of showed like a giant Colossus in the front, was like dark colored, but this one's light colored.
I'm guessing this is like the premium edition of it or whatever. Like,
yeah, because it's about that time they were doing premium releases, weren't they?
I think so.
I think Halo 2 had one. I think that came out in like 2004.
Because I've done a lot of midnight releases in my time.
I think that got more popular towards the end of the
it really
2000s. Did. But yeah, the box is really light colored. I love the fucking drawings on it. The Colossus look cool. One of them's like a shadow of it, which makes fucking sense. Yes. Thank you.
Well, like, it's really cool because they have the silhouette of the Colossus and they have the imagery of the character in like the main hall you're in.
Yeah, in the main temple, and then like one of the first Colossus, which I think is probably a good idea. Don't show the final one. Show the first couple because the first couple go by so quick.
They really do.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. Some mountains are scaled, others are slain. Experience a journey unlike any other.
I'm gonna stop you there. Did you say mountains? Some of the Colossus are as big as you are.
Yeah, but some of them are huge.
Some of them are huge, but like some of them are just like...
Well, even in the ones that are like
a little bit bigger than a bowl.
Yes, but I mean, that's still big.
Yeah, I was like, man, the really cool ones are the giant ones. I don't know why they made any
I don't know why they
ones.
did like... Because there was that one that was like King Kong size.
Yeah.
And then there was like that one that was like you said, like an adult bull size or something.
Literally, there were like 4 or 5 of them that were like that. It's just... kind of lame. They should have kept them all huge, but continue.
Yes. Experience a journey unlike any other as you travel through the world where mountains move. Venture through a seamless land forgotten by time with miles of majestic terrain. A story of companionship, love, and mythical giants to discover, unearth, and destroy. God damn it, Gwen.
Stop squeaking your
She hasn't squeaked that fucking toy in like months.
And now she
while I'm recording.
You're recording?
She's like,
she just wants to be part of the podcast, Steven.
I know. She is a little too much already.
So yeah, everything except for they really mention mountains a couple times. I'm like, guys, chill out with the mountains part.
Yeah, I mean, the size of this game is incredible. The verticality of this game is just ridiculous.
They're talking specifically about the Colossi, and there's only like 5 that I would say that are huge, right?
Well, I would say there's probably 10 of them that are huge and like 5 of them that are ginormous.
Yeah, the ginormous ones I'm thinking mountain, but the huge ones aren't like that big.
They're still like
big, but they're not like that big.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but I mean, compared to you, it's an over-exaggeration for sure. It's like standing up against a redwood, like,
oh, look, it's kind of big. Maybe
it's big.
Maybe a small mountain. What does that say? Explore an open world as you navigate your way through devastating storms and across miles of desert on your epic quest to discover. And you remove an age-old secret. What secret? Battle deadly enemies ranging from the smallest foe to the colossal giants. Uncover love, life, and more as you attempt to...
fight your way.
Oh, I thought that said 8. I was like, what, 8 your way? The coloring on this is not great, and the text isn't very dark.
Yeah.
Fight your way up in society. What?
Up in society.
What?
The limits are endless, and the journey is unmatched.
What? Up in society?
Yes.
When do you do that? At what point do you fight to better your standing in your local tribe?
See, and there is like so little information that I had to like look up the story of all 3 of these games to get a glimpse of what the story actually is.
Okay. So when do you fight your way up in society? Is it after the guys kill you? I don't understand. A visually charming
kill you.
Defining epic. That's funny. That makes no sense.
But yeah, like we said, the box is designed extremely well.
Yeah, just what they wrote on it kind of shitty.
Yeah, some of it
not really explanatory to what you're doing.
I mean,
it doesn't even mention the fact that you're trying to save someone's life.
True.
It just says like for love.
True.
Also, you don't know if that person's your sister or your lover.
That's where it's really weird.
So they shouldn't say for love unless they say for brotherly love, maybe.
I'm guessing they're trying to say that people already know the story of ICO and
But
going
even
into
still,
that.
like ICO doesn't explain who that person was to the
I
person.
know, it's so weird.
Like I really wish this game would have gotten the backstory, but we'll talk about that in story.
Yes.
Let's just move on to the next topic.
Are we jamming?
This game had like little to no voice acting, and I couldn't tell
Yeah.
if it was Japanese or if it was like some made up fucking.
That's what I was wondering.
I kept like listening, and I'm like, it doesn't really sound Japanese.
No,
is
it
this
didn't.
made up language? And I think it was a made up language.
I think it was.
But it was hard to tell. I don't want to say for sure, and just like Japanese people sound like fucking morons.
Because the only thing that speaks in this is this being called Dorman.
No, the
Or the other people do
yeah, the
too.
other people do too. You don't. The girl,
so,
the girl does too. She says Argo.
Oh,
at the
that's
end.
true.
She says like one word.
So yeah, the girl says one word at the end. You have Amon, the...
No, not Amon. It's a Dormin.
Well, Dormin's the bee.
Oh, is Amon the priest guy?
Amon is the great shaman leader.
Oh, I'm gonna say priest guy.
Yeah,
He's a fucking priest guy.
he's a shaman.
He's a fucking priest guy.
Yeah, same difference.
It's the same fucking
Same
difference.
fucking difference.
Yeah, not a lot of talking, and it's all in a weird language, so you really don't like. You get
Yeah.
subtitles, but that's it.
Yeah, you'll just hear like...
It reminded me a lot of Knights of the Old Republic because they made up all the Star Wars.
Yeah.
for it. But at least those had inflections in the voice,
True.
and this really didn't have any inflections.
Not at all.
Like you can tell if someone's mad or happy or sad or anything.
I will say some of the music was very cinematic for
The
what you were
music was
doing.
really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. Like even
it
the
really
points-
felt like Zelda-y
yeah,
at
and the
times.
points where there was silence, you're like, there should be silence here.
Yeah.
Like, of course there should.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of really good... I just loved a lot of the sound design of everything moving, of all of the...
The one thing I hated, which I think they could have changed with the music, is as you approach the Titan, that's when the music got like serious,
Yeah.
like fighting mode. Not when like you attack the Titan or when the Titan notices you.
True.
It's when you approach it. And I'm like, oh, it would have been so much better if they made it so when the Titan turns around and sees you, that's when it gets serious. Or when you jump on the Titan's back to like stab it the
True.
first time, that's when it gets serious.
That would have been good.
Yeah, but you do it as you walk up to it, so you're like, am I
I
about to
think it's
die?
just supposed to be like...
Is that about the rock about to
Giving
fall
more
on me?
leeway, like, this is majestic,
Yeah.
right as you see it.
Yeah,
now
I-
focus.
but yeah, and I get that, but I just felt like it felt too much to put it as you're walking up to the Titan.
True.
I keep calling it a Titan, but it's basically a Titan. It looks like a fucking
Titan, Colossi, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
I like Titan better as I'm going through. I'm like, Colossi just sounds so clunky. Titan sounds fucking sweet.
It's just easier to say.
Yeah, and Attack on Titan made the large creatures the most cool thing. And it makes sense because some of them are kind of small.
Well-
some of them are really big.
And did they get the idea from this with
They
even the
could've.
colossal Titan?
Yeah, they could
Shadow
have.
the Colossus.
They could have totally done that, honestly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, until this, what other games did you play where you climbed a giant fucking creature and stabbed it in the
None.
back?
None of the creatures
I
this
can't
size,
think of
anyways.
a single fucking game where I did that.
Monster Hunter ish, but like even those monsters weren't even near the size of some of
And
these
normally you
colossi.
just attack at his legs.
Yeah.
You don't jump on it to hit certain spots.
Yeah, you didn't actually get to be able to climb onto monsters until recent Monster Hunters. The
Yeah.
old Monster Hunters you could never climb onto,
And they
never
weren't
had
that big,
grappling hook.
right? They weren't
The
like,
biggest one was like the
dragons.
in Monster Hunter 3, the dragons that you wouldn't kill. It was like the siege where you defend and you'd have 60 minutes to do enough damage for it to run away.
Oh.
And then that was I think the Lao Shung dragon. And then the Tigrex was one of the biggest ones, which is one of the smallest ones in the new Monster Hunter world. game.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we got
Which
that.
I don't think they even added the Tigrex until one of the DLCs.
Yeah. But yeah, sound in this game's okay. Just voice acting. I wish there was. I wish
there was some.
I wish it was in English for one. I wish they wouldn't do it in this weird made up language that sounded kind of bad.
Yeah.
Sound quality for the voice acting too was really bad.
Yeah.
Like it all sounded awful. Dormin sounded the best, but that's because they layered him with fucking effects. Because he was a mythical creature in the sky.
Yep.
Also,
Some
when we get
evil
into it,
demon.
stories. Yeah, the Dormin story makes no fucking sense.
It does once you know a little bit more of the story.
No, even
but-
even then, the ending with what they do with the sword makes no sense to why Dormin's like a weird voice in the sky. I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
They could have done so much. I think if they remade this game and just redid the story, it would be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Right? If they did with one of the remakes instead of just giving it let me touch up the graphics. If they would have made the story different, this game would have been fucking sweet if they would have separated it from ICO. Is it ICO? Is that how you say it?
I think so.
It's not ICO?
I don't know if it's
ISO?
ICO.
I like ICO. Sounds cool.
I've always heard it and seen it as ICO, but I've also not seen very much about it.
Yeah.
I've seen like a few.
We need to
clips,
watch an interview of the guys
Right.
making the game.
But
Yeah, that's voices and sounds. That's pretty much it. Battle sounds sound cool, but nothing too much.
yeah. There's literally not a lot to this game.
Oh, and I was gonna say sounds. There's one thing I really wanted them to do.
What's that?
One thing I really wanted them to do when you become the fucking dark guy at the end, right? So at the end of the game, you become this giant fucking colossi yourself.
Well, you become the demon Dorman.
Yeah, kind of. I think he was a human at one point.
He takes over your body and you become a giant. Like
No, I
it's
mean,
like
I
the
think-
cloud form from like Lost.
Yeah, but I think he was like a warlock.
I don't.
I don't think he was a demon. I don't know. I looked up
I don't
several.
know.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And someone said he's
whatever it
probably
was.
a warlock who got trapped away
Yeah.
because of his power was too great, or he was
Yeah.
probably a demon. I saw both, so who fucking knows? But anyway, he takes over your body and you grow huge.
Yes.
And when that happened, I just wanted it to do the fucking Transformers theme. The you got the touch. You got the power. I really wanted them to do that because that would have made that part so much more tolerable to me because that part is so fucking stupid.
That is one of the worst parts. of
But
the
that
game.
sound and bite in there, it's just like when I said with Last of Us, they should have, during the parts where people are all dying, and they should have done like, you're making my dreams come true. Because it would have made I don't know, it makes the parts more memorable to me to add some stupid music in there, and that would have been fucking sweet.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that would have made me laugh so much, and I think everyone would have hated it, but
Yeah.
I would have loved it.
Speaking of The Last of Us, everyone needs to watch that show.
Yeah,
it's fucking
it's good.
spot on with the game. Like
One
there's
day I'll
changes
watch
here
it.
and there, but
Oh yeah, they have to.
it is fucking beautiful.
The game is so cinematic itself that it's not hard to like push that
Well,
into a TV show. For
And
sure.
the things that they've changed, I've agreed with the things they changed. They make sense for a movie compared to a game.
They make Joel less creepy with the little girl, I think.
He was never creepy with the little girl. David was creepy with the little
Everyone
girl.
was creepy with the little girl. All right, moving on.
How does it play?
This game's really fucking simple.
Yes.
It's got like 5 buttons.
Yes.
I mean, you move around. You have a horse you can move around on. You can attack.
The horse
kind of.
is a little clunky at first until you figure out all the different like mechanics of the horse.
Yeah.
And I think there is more horse tricks in the remastered than there is the original.
One
Like
thing
you
I-
can side saddle, you can hang off the edge.
I
of
noticed you
both
can
of
do
your
that.
swords.
You can do that in the original.
Okay.
I think you can
You
stand
can
on the
stand
horse
on
in the original. You can jump off the horse in the original.
And then you can also pet the horse, and you can like pet the horse while riding it. And
They put a little bit too many controls in for some stuff. Like guys, you don't use your fucking sword throughout the entire game except for attacking titans, and it's always a stabbing motion. But for some reason, they put a slash in there.
yeah,
And the whole point of the slash is to like slash the lizards, I think.
yeah, you can kill lizards with it, white-tailed lizards or regular lizards.
Yeah, you can kill
but-
either. Or birds if you can get close enough to a bird, I
Yeah,
think.
but there's really like nothing in this world very much except for the colossi. This is basically like the setting of this is like the edge of the world
Yeah.
that no one has access to except for this one bridge
And these ancient civilization that clearly built all the fucking
Yes.
ruins that look fucking sweet.
Yes.
But for some reason, they decided this is going to be the tomb of Colossi instead.
yeah, apparently.
This entire, 600-mile fucking area.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, expansion.
But besides that, it's got the same kind of mechanics as Breath of the Wild, if you ever played the Breath of the Wild game. It's got that stamina meter that depletes as you're climbing up. You build your stamina throughout the game based on every colossi you kill gives you increased health and stamina.
Yeah.
And you also get more stamina from eating white-tailed lizards, and you get more health from eating fruit. But
although there's no point. I feel like the health was like...
what's really there's no point for is there's a hidden fruit tree area on top of the giant temple, but you have to beat the game at least 3 times.
I kind of wondered if you found all the white-tailed lizards in one playthrough and beat the game. If on your second playthrough you could do it.
The earliest I've heard someone doing it was getting all the white-tailed lizards and then getting 4 colossi in his 3rd playthrough.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
so that's stupid.
Yes.
And I mean, the garden has no point. All it is reduction stuff.
It reduces your stats.
Yeah, because
And then you can also make it onto that bridge that goes, that giant bridge. And
How
there's
far does it go?
an achievement to go all the way up to the gate of that bridge.
Is it a
It takes you like
PlayStation
6 minutes to walk it because you can't get aggro up there because you have to climb for 4 minutes straight to be able to do it. But it just gives you a trophy in the new remaster version. There's no point to it. It doesn't let you go past it. It doesn't let you do anything.
It says well, because the bridge is broken, isn't it? Oh no, if you played it on a second playthrough, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. The secrets in this game are kind of underwhelming.
There's a lot of secrets in this game that are really cool,
but they're not
like all the different items and stuff you can get.
One thing I thought about the items. So the items you can only get it during your second playthrough, pretty much.
You can get it through your. Actually, I found out you can do it through your first playthrough.
Can you?
So
Can you do time battles.
Every time you defeated a Colossi, when the Colossi breaks down, you can then go in front of its rubble and reminisce in front of it.
Oh, okay. So I asked you about that, and you said it was just like attacking it again. And I was like, what's the point in that?
Well, reminiscence mode is attacking again, but there's the time attack mode.
You can only unlock it during time attack mode. You have to beat the time.
Oh, I think you do have to beat the game one time first before you unlock.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But once you start your second playthrough, you can do your time attack with going through the game at the same time. So my second playthrough, I was defeating a Colossi and then going to its remains
and doing it again because you're right there.
Yeah.
What's stupid is I really think they should have put some of those items in the game, in the regular game.
I agree with
Maybe like one or two, not a lot, just a couple of them. Maybe the Cloak of Invisibility and the Whistling, whatever. That would have been cool. But for some reason, they didn't do that. So it makes it hard to even want to play the game again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to play the game again just to make the second playthrough easier because I already beat it fucking once.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And the thing
don't see a point.
The thing that sucks is the time attack modes.
You go
back to what your stats would have been at that point in the game.
Yeah, but what if you would have, and this is my question, what if you would have went and fucking got all the lizards in the first part of the game and just said, fuck it, I'll take on the first Colossus after I get all the lizards?
And you could do that, but then every time you do the time attack, you still only have your very first meter.
Yeah, which is stupid. Again, like you could go and do the fucking whitetails before.
And once you've played through the game, and like my second playthrough, and I got a good amount of the whitetail lizards my first playthrough, so I had a pretty substantial stamina meter.
Yeah.
But then redoing the time trials with the no stamina again, I was like, this sucks.
Kind of. I didn't really notice it. Like, I felt
with
like
some of them.
Well, the second playthrough, when your stamina meter is huge, when you do the first one, it's still going down as fast, or it's going down at the same pace that the first one went down when you had that little stamina.
I felt like I was breezing through all the Colossi.
You still breeze through them, but it's still going down at the same amount of time. I was like, how am I at half stamina when half of my stamina is more than my original stamina was in my first one? I don't understand. It made no fucking sense.
I felt like I felt a difference, but I don't know. Maybe they fixed something in the remastered that felt a little better.
In the original, it felt like no matter what, whether your stamina was
always was the same.
It always went down as like a percentage rather than an actual amount.
Oh, that would be stupid.
Yeah, which would make sense because those old games, I mean, that's what we talked about with Legacy of Goku. It's
true.
Just, instead of doing health damage of 20, they do, all right, well, they'll do 20%.
Yeah.
Which is different.
I guess
fucking
that's fair.
different. It's super annoying. That combat in this game, I mean, we talked about the only point in having your sword is to hit the fucking whitetail lizards.
Yeah, so you're supposed to climb up on these Colossi and stab these weak points.
Yeah, and you have to find the weak points. And there's, the best way is just to climb. They say you could
you can use your sword to illuminate
where
and light,
they are, but I don't think there's a fucking point.
So you can do that, and it'll light up for a substantial amount of time. Like it'll stay lit for a good amount of time. But if you have your sword drawn and you're climbing up it anyways, it glows anyways.
Yeah.
So there's really no point in lighting it up beforehand.
Besides like finding out where to climb, but at the same time, you really didn't have to do that.
My first playthrough, I did do that a little bit just because it said you could do that. So like before I would climb, I'd be like, all right, there's one on its left shoulder, one on its right shoulder, one on its head.
Yeah.
And then I'd climb up. But once you get a knack for like where things are, and typically there's always one on the head, and they're usually in spots that you would think they're at.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like anything hard to
lower
find.
back, shoulders, not usually on the
Occasionally,
front.
there was one that had, like, one on its stomach.
Yeah.
And that was some of the times where I was like, where is this
beard,
one?
right?
Yeah.
I think that was the one with the beard.
I think there's two of them that had that. But
beard?
Well, one of them had the beard, but two of them had the stomach
One of
thing.
them was very distinguished.
Yes.
Only one
Tree
of them.
beard, basically.
Tree
Yeah.
beard. Yeah, and some of the mechanics I didn't like in this. Horseback riding was just fucking terrible. I just hated it.
That was the other things that you could do with your horse. You could instant gallop if you
Yeah.
like hit a button and the button at the same time,
Yeah.
and then you could like instant stop, and then you could also do a 180 turn
Yeah.
with the horse. Which
And
I
a
didn't
quick-
know that until
quick stop.
afterwards. And so I was like, oh, well, those things would have come in handy because the horse is clunky sometimes. Like it
Yeah.
is very.
And just like I kind of want it to be less of press A to saddle and just press forward to move.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wanted it like that, or hold A to just to move. And
You
I know
could
you
hold-
after you've already started it up or
Yeah.
whatever. But I just felt like, guys, no one wants to sit here and fucking saddle the fucking horse. No one wants to hit the sides of the horse and get it going. Like it's just fucking annoying.
The instant giddy up, once I learned that,
Made it better.
made it so much better.
Yeah.
Because if you just, I think if you held back and then hit the button, just like barely tapped it, it would instant go into gallop, and then
Yeah.
you could just hold it for the entire time.
Yeah, and I felt like horse travel was too fucking long. We talked about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
there
before
is
the
no
podcast, but-
fast travel in this game, and it's a
Yeah.
game where you go through areas multiple times. So like those shrines where you can heal, like I never used them for healing.
I never used them at all.
I used them just to mark them on the map to let me know, because every one of those has a whitetail lizard on it.
Yeah.
And so that's the only way I remembered where I actually found the white-tailed lizards.
Oh, I never really healed at them. I just climbed
I
them
didn't use it for
sometimes.
healing, but you should have been able to use those for fast travel.
Yeah, that would have been a smart move. You found them. I mean, there's 100
Yeah.
of them pretty much.
Yeah, there's so many of them scattered around the map, and it would make travel so much easier.
Every 10 should have been able to be used.
But
for
I mean,
fast
that would
travel or
also
something.
cut this 4-hour game down into a 2-hour game.
I mean, I think my first playthrough was 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
My first playthrough, I think, was 4.5.
Yeah, I might have left it on for a little bit, for one couple hours, but I don't remember.
But I also don't
exactly.
know, like, because I think my game time, it's weird because, like, I don't know what the game calculates as game time. So
Yeah.
sometimes when I complete a game, I was like, was that really only like 3 hours that I played this? Because I feel like I've been playing this for like 8 hours. But
Yeah, and I don't know, the fucking everything in this game, like the travel time. How do I put this? They could have cut the travel time,
yeah.
but the only reason they had it in was because they wanted you to feel bad when Argo died, I think.
Well, Argo didn't die.
I know, but like the idea
Yeah.
that he might have died, I think they just wanted you to feel bad. I
Yeah.
think that was the whole point, keeping it like that long distance.
I think it was also just the sense of scale, just the size. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean,
when
it's
this
a
game
big
came out,
game.
this map was huge.
It is, and it's big. It's cool to look at and stuff, but it's mostly fucking grass and mountains, guys.
Yeah.
Chill out with your sucking your own dick there.
Yeah, like some of the waterfall scenes, especially in the remaster, that looked fucking gorgeous and
Yeah,
stuff.
and it's cool that it looks good, but practicality says I don't want to spend 10 minutes of my time playing a game riding a fucking horse. It's
Yeah.
not a real fucking horse. Like, it'd be fun if it was real. It's not. Move fucking on.
Yeah.
Let's get through this.
I have that same problem with a lot of games. Like the Final Fantasy VII remake for me, I had a huge problem with that because it's like a 20-hour game, but they bloat the fucking runtime an extra 10 plus hours by making you do all these like walking segments where you walk for like 30, 40 minutes straight, and then it's a cutscene, and then it's another cutscene, and then you do like a 5-minute
is
battle,
so
and then you
fucking
walk for 30
annoying.
minutes again. And I could not get through it. And I was even watching a video. It was like things that are the most annoying things in video games, and that was on the list. And it's something that a lot of diehard Final Fantasy fans have been like, you're stupid, that game's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's amazing. I'm like, the combat and
Yeah.
stuff is, but the whole bloating the game just for walking
Yeah.
or travel is so dumb, and that's not what I want in
I
the
mean,
game.
and that's what I hated in Senua's too, the walking points. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, God, can you just stop with this? I don't want to spend my time playing a game and walking.
Seriously,
Like, I
though.
get it. Like, maybe it's part of the game and maybe you could do it sometimes, but you're doing it too fucking much.
Yeah,
Same with this game. Too much travel.
I agree.
Just too fucking much. We don't want to spend, like, as adults, like as kids, great. We could spend 10 hours on a game without any responsibility. As adults, we have to work. We have to do shit. We want to be able to play a game. We don't want to have to travel.
Yeah. It's fair.
Yeah, we want story, or at least if you're gonna make us travel. Like Senua's did a good job with giving you like lore while you're walking.
Yes.
This game has nothing.
Exactly.
There's nothing piquing your interest. I had a podcast going while I was playing because I was so fucking bored.
Yeah,
just traveling.
I did the same thing because there's so many points in this game where you're just traveling and then you do a 5-minute fight and then you travel and then do a 5-minute fight.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just so long in between.
Some of the
sometimes.
fights were long, I will say that.
They were.
Fun.
I think my longest fight was like 16 minutes though.
I don't know. No, that last Colossus took me probably an hour. I think. But I didn't look up how to do it.
It took me several tries, so it ended up taking me about an hour.
Yeah.
But like actual fight time was, I think, 16 and a half minutes.
Climbing and everything.
Yeah.
And so any other gameplay things? I can't
Not
remember.
really.
We talked about sword. Some of the cool items you can get. We kind of touched on this. After you beat the game one time, you get a time trial mode, and if you beat it within par, you get these cool items. But one of them is completely worthless, I guess. I had to look this up because I was like, so what does this do? The whistling arrow?
It distracts the Colossus when you fire it, but only if it hasn't seen you.
Yeah, and once it sees you, it stops being distracted.
Yes.
And it seems like the most worthless
It is the
fucking
most
thing.
worthless thing.
Like it can maybe get you on top of a leg if the Colossus needs, but a lot of Colossus need to do something to...
Yeah, and a lot of Colossus you need to distract in a different way, so that it
or
doesn't
they need
really
to
help.
approach you in order for you to get on top of it. So it's like literally no help at all.
You get a Mask of Strength, which allows you to do more deeper wounds into the Colossus, doing more damage, which that did do a significant difference.
But again,
me.
I just don't understand the point because you already do a good amount of damage.
Getting the Fruit Map Tree and the Lizard Detection Stone would be nice.
Yeah, it sounded cool because then you didn't have to look for them.
And then you get a Mask of Power, which makes you do even more damage to Colossus. The Cloak of Deception, the Flash Arrow.
Flash Arrow sounds like the coolest thing.
Yeah, because it actually can explode, and it can actually do damage to the Colossi without hitting its vital point.
Yeah, so the sword, we didn't touch on this. It's a mystical sword.
It's the Sword of Light.
It lets you kill the Colossi easier or something.
Well, so the Colossi were sealed with that sword. And so the sword is the only thing that can kill them and break the seal.
Which is stupid.
But then in the remaster version of the game, there's I think 72 coins hidden around the entire map as well.
Interesting.
And if you find the coins,
you can buy another sword.
You can go to the shrine at the bottom of the temple and it'll open up a secret area to get to the dark version of the sword that does even more damage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That makes more sense for what you're doing.
Yeah. And it gives you more collectible stuff to find in the
Yeah.
remaster because there's really nothing.
Yeah, in the original, it's just so fucking boring being on the map.
Yeah.
All you're looking for are lizards, and the lizards are the most frustrating thing in the world.
Seriously.
I would never tried this. I wonder if you can just grab it with your hand. I never tried.
I never tried either.
I kind of wish I would have.
All the videos I saw were them attacking it.
With a sword, right?
Or shooting it with the arrow.
Oh, okay. I never tried shooting it with an arrow.
Shooting it with the arrow, if you snuck up on it, you could. But if it was moving, it was like impossible to hit.
Yeah, and it's stupid. Once it's on the wall, you can't for some reason hit it with the sword.
It's
when
so
it's on a
hard
wall.
to hit it when it's on the wall.
No, you can't. I couldn't do it a single time.
I did it a couple of times. They might have fixed that in the remaster.
Okay, because literally you just hit the wall, nowhere near. You don't have a fucking reticule to show where you're aiming.
I did have that problem a lot though. Still,
Yeah.
like there's no way to aim where you're throwing your sword. So a lot of times you'll just like ding off the wall, and you're like, what the fuck?
But
I
you
wanted
can
to hit that.
target the titans. Why
Yes.
wouldn't they make it so you could target the fucking lizards?
Make it harder, more challenging.
I guess, but all you're doing is killing a fucking.
But it doesn't
lizard.
even tell you in the game that killing the lizard or eating the fruit gives you anything, and it's barely noticeable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
True. Like you don't. I couldn't see at all what I was. I killed maybe 20 of them, and I was like, okay, this is worthless.
Yeah.
I have not noticed a difference. I'm not doing this anymore.
Fair.
I quit stopping at the shrines because of that. But
Yeah.
that's about it. Nothing else
There's
really.
nothing really else. There's once you beat the game in hard mode, you can unlock hard time difficulties, which unlocks even more weapons and items.
Which you don't really need besides the fact that you can play through hard mode again.
Which doing all 32 time trials in both normal and hard mode gets you the lightsaber weapon from it's the Queen Sword from ICO.
Really?
Yes.
Just a skin?
It apparently looks exactly like the lightsaber weapon, and I think it does more damage as well.
All right,
And
well,
then
as
you
long
can
as it
also
does something.
get the white colored horse.
Yeah,
Doing that
I
as well.
remember that you can change it on the title screen or something.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like, okay, that's just fucking worthless.
Well, and then all the items that you get,
You
it
can
doesn't
make
even tell you where those are when you get them.
That's what they mean by increasing your role in society, making your horse white
There
instead of
you go.
making it black.
Yeah, racism.
Fucking racist Japanese bastards.
But when you open up your map, there's a segment that pops up that says items, and you can hit a different button to look at your items and equip.
Yeah,
or
that was
unequip.
kind of annoying, actually.
And then, like, when you get the whistle arrow, it's not a different arrow; it's a different bow entirely.
yeah, which was again stupid.
So when you're switching weapons, you'll switch from
Also,
your sword
once
to
you
your
turn them
bow,
on,
and then
can you turn them off? Because I wasn't able
yes,
to turn mine off.
you can turn them off.
I could not turn mine off.
Maybe that's the thing for the
Yeah,
remastered
original.
as well.
That was really stupid because I'm like, well, now I have just another thing I have to cycle through. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, it's this whole some of the
And
stupidest things in this
oh,
game
we
are
didn't
just
bring up-
outside story.
Swimming is slow as molasses,
Yeah.
but then swimming underwater, you're Michael Phelps.
Yeah, somehow, and also you're not really if you run out of stamina underwater, you
don't drown, you just pop back up, and
It's
then you
like-
like.
I thought it was
stuck there
being
for a little
your
bit.
breath. No, I wasn't stuck. You can keep moving.
Oh, like I had to like catch my breath first.
No, they didn't have a catch breath in the
Oh,
original.
weird.
Literally, you just keep moving.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit, am I gonna die? Oh no.
Nope.
Oh, okay, I guess I just keep going.
And if you run out of stamina on a Colossi, you fall off.
Yeah, that's all. And you take some damage, or you might die.
Yeah.
Not amazing stuff. Colossi battles. I guess we really didn't talk about those.
Not a ton.
Let's jump into a little bit of that. The Colossi battles, like we said, some of them are huge. You have to basically parkour your way up.
Yeah.
You have to hold on to hair. Is it hair?
Yeah, it's mainly hair or
Is
fur.
it hair?
Yeah.
They're made of rock and they have hair. So
Well,
that's interesting.
they're partially made of.
It looked like moss to me, like grass moss or something.
Like it could be on some, and others it's
Yeah.
hair. Like there's definitely some where it was hair. Like one's a beard,
Yeah, a beer of moss.
and so it's some sort of textured thing that has long things that you can actually grab onto.
Yeah, and
instead
with
of like
grabbing
thick
onto shit was
skin.
the most annoying stuff when they were moving around.
Seriously.
Like it just moved you. I'm like, how is it moving me? Am I like letting go really fast and grabbing back
Right?
on and then letting go again and grabbing back on again? I had no idea how it was moving me up and down, but it was moving me even though I was grabbed on supposedly.
Yeah.
It just knocks you out of the spot you're supposed to hit with your sword.
True.
And it's just annoying.
Yeah, you end up getting moved a lot. They end up thrashing a lot, especially when you're on one of their vital points and after
Yeah.
you stab their vital points. So you need to have full stamina, then do a full. I would always try to full stab because I felt like the light stabs were just so insignificant.
Well, and it just depends. It depends on how often they fucking move.
That's true too.
Sometimes you had to do fucking light stabs 7
Yeah.
times.
Because if you could get full stabs in, it was actually really easy to kill these Colossi, but
Yeah.
a lot of them didn't allow you to. So a lot of times you'd have to stab the Colossi in the weak spot, let them thrash a little bit, then when they stop moving, you let go, stand there for a little bit, regain your stamina, then grab back on again,
Yeah.
and then stab. That was always my best way a lot of times.
Usually what I did was stab several times, let go, let them thrash a little bit, try to stay on, and if they were about to make me fall, grab
Yeah.
on again, let go, get my stamina back. But at least I got a couple stabs in before I had to do that. you
There
know?
was a few of them I fell off several times and had to climb
Yeah.
back on, but
I had a save state.
well, fuck you. I
Yeah.
did not.
I was like, as soon as I fell off the first one, I was like, okay, this isn't happening. I'm not going to spend hours just
oh, dude.
climbing up and down these fucking things. I'm going to save as soon as I'm safe. And then that way I never have to worry about falling off again.
So
Save states are great.
save states are great. Oh, it was so annoying on some of them.
It was nice.
I
Yeah,
did
because
not
you
have
fucking
that.
lose the battle and then it checkpoints you to a shit location. It's always before you did damage.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's before you even, it's like right when you got up to the Colossi.
Yeah.
So you could have set up, like in some of them, you had to set up just to get on top of the fucking Colossi. And you could have wasted 20, 30 minutes of your time setting up
Yeah.
just by falling off one fucking time.
Yeah. No, it was really, really, really annoying.
Yeah.
And like some areas you had to have a colossal walk over to a certain area and then have them stomp on a certain
that
block
was
to make
so
them raise
stupid.
up. Then you had to make them swing at a certain thing to
Yeah.
make a bunch of other stuff fall so you could climb up even further.
I got
And-
glitched on that one. I was on the opposite side. And apparently, if you're on the opposite side, it doesn't break anything.
Yeah, I was on the opposite side at first, too.
And so I went to the other side. I'm like, oh, it broke it this time.
Yep.
One thing that they could have done with this is shown. I think in this case, like showing that it can do these things would have been smart.
Yeah.
So when it spawns, maybe have it step forward and show that it lifts a block up when it spawns. And that way you know, okay, instantly I got to go and get this. I can't find a place to climb, so it must have to lift me up.
Which, I don't know if this was the same in the original, but after a while of you not figuring out something,
It would say something.
Dorman would come in and be like, oh,
The
you
most
need to help.
unhelpful advice ever.
Yeah, he would give like the most, it would be like clue
Get
hints.
on its back. And that's all. You're like, okay, but how? Get on its back.
You need to distract this one. Okay, but how? How do I distract it?
Open your anal canal. Wait, what?
My
Dorman?
anal canal's always open.
Dormine? Why would I do that? He was just, it's just so unhelpful, the hints. They should have
Yeah.
put a little bit more in there, but that's about all my gripe with the Titans. I mean, it's still fun, but it's just...
Honestly, the Titans were the best.
they're all puzzle-oriented, too.
Yeah,
it's
and
all
they're-
a puzzle.
They're the best part of this game.
Yeah.
By far. It's not even a
If
question.
they would have just teleported you from where you were to the Titans, I would have liked that so much better than fucking having Argo.
Yeah.
Argo, I did not feel like connected to at all. So,
Yeah, not very much. No.
yeah. All right, let's move on.
It's story time. Let's get started.
Story time. Woohoo! All right, so prepare for the most underwhelming story you've ever heard. You are a guy.
Your name is Wonder.
I think what they did is they took the story from he was a boy, she was a girl, could not make it any more obvious. They just listened to that song and said, okay, that's what we're going to base our game after.
Okay.
I mean, you had no information.
Yeah, it doesn't ever tell you her name. Oh, no, her name's Mono.
Yeah, you know her name, and that's all you know about her. She's
and his
dead.
name is Wander.
She's dead, and somehow her body still looks alive.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but, she's dead.
And then you take...
Is his name Wander?
His name is Wander.
Or is that what they call him?
It's
When I looked up stuff about this, they kept saying his name was Wander. I'm like, where the fuck did you get Wander from?
it's what they call him and his name. I don't know.
They say her name during the game, but they never say his name. So I'm guessing that's just what they call him, and then everyone accepted that.
But
or maybe they released a guide that had the names in it.
he actually is wearing the same exact cloak as Amon, the shaman leader, is.
Oh, is he? So she's like a
So
shaman in training, maybe?
A lot of people suspect that he's a shaman in training.
He's a shaman
and
apprentice?
that Mono was actually sacrificed because
She
they
was
got
too hot.
Amon got a vision that Dorman was going to escape because of her. And so then
there's a lot of reading between the lines with these people coming up with this shit.
it's not reading between the lines. It's lore that they have found out.
Oh, is it in the
It's in
future
the other games and
Okay.
stuff. So
In my game, it literally hinted
Yes.
at none of this.
the game Shadow of the Colossus tells you absolutely fucking nothing about the story.
Besides that, they based it all off of Avril Lavigne's song.
Yes. So yeah,
She did ballet, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. He was a punk.
Amon was the original one who trapped Dorman. He actually cut with the light sword. Cut
Oh,
Dorman.
was he the? How do you know he's the original one? It's centuries ago in my game.
That's what I heard. Okay,
Okay.
I don't know of all my knowledge where it comes from. I watched a bunch of lore videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's not true because I think during the game I played, it said
Well,
that he's been sealed for centuries,
And
unless Amon's
sister,
really
unless
old.
he's old. I don't know.
Like,
we don't know anything about
yeah,
them. They
this
could be
is-
centuries years old.
Yeah,
Who cares?
It's just it's such a weird story because you don't get any good information out of it.
Yes. But
Like,
going with the not having knowledge, this is the knowledge I have.
this is what that people said. I'm guessing this is, again, a lot of people reading between the lines. I think
You
that...
think that with every single one,
Yeah,
but
but
there
it's-
is hidden lore in some of
Yeah,
these
but
games.
specifically, like, centuries ago was said in the game, so you know already Amon probably didn't do it, and they didn't explain
Well,
that they
if
all
he's
live
a great
forever.
shaman leader, he could live forever.
He
We
could-
don't know what these aren't necessarily humans,
I guess, but they are?
but they aren't.
But-
They have some of them have devil horns.
Well, no, that's only because he was given devil horns.
Yes, but then in the later game, it spawns a whole thing of demon.
Yeah, I think
have
that's
demon
just-
children.
That's just because it's
But
a
like that's what I'm
dominant
saying. Like we
gene.
don't know if these are like humans, because like even in the Bible it says there's people that are 1,000 years old.
Yeah, well, that's why the Bible is
It's
a fictional
stupid.
story.
Yeah, it's a dumb story. Yes,
Uh,
but I'm saying that there are stories of people that have lived for thousands of years in every old mythology thing.
Yeah, I watched an American Dad that was talking about the Bible and how it's not real, and it was funny because one of them's arguing that it is, and he's like, "Who are the two, Cain and Abel?
Yeah.
Who was Cain married to?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, it said they were the only two people there.
I don't even know.
But they mentioned his wife, but they never mentioned how his wife came to being, so people think it's a sister, but it's never actually mentioned in the Bible, and you're like, oh, okay.
There's a lot of really stupid
like open-ended bullshit
stories in the Bible, and a lot of bullshit,
They
and a
were
lot of stories
married.
that people don't even talk about or bring up, like all the stories of giants and Nephilims and all
Yeah.
these other things that
It's all crap.
yeah,
but
whatever.
anyway, yeah, this seems like a lot of
So,
reading
yes.
between the lines, but also probably some stuff that's true in there.
Or it could be all true,
Or it
and
could
you
be
just
all true.
don't
but-
want to.
Well, I'm going off of what I played. What I played that
Yes,
said
but I'm
nothing
telling
about
you,
how long
I
they lived.
researched
I
all
know,
of this.
but again, I'm just going off of
Yes.
what's in the game and what's in the original game. None of this
Okay.
was mentioned.
Yes, but yes,
Not
Amon,
a single bit.
whoever it was, they sealed away Dormin
Dormin.
into 16 pieces
Is it
with the
Dormin or
light
Dormin?
source.
I kept saying
Whatever,
Dormin 'cause it
whatever
sounded cool.
his name is, I don't give a fuck.
Dormin.
I want to get through this.
Dormin!
So he sliced him up and put them into 16 animated prisons that would be able to protect what's inside of them, and those are the Colossi.
Amon sounds like a bad guy, doesn't he?
Yes.
I'm gonna kill this girl so she can't bring back this other thing that I killed and sliced into 16 pieces.
So Wander steals the light sword, steals her body, goes to save her soul.
Just
The
the
only
body-
way he had heard
That gotta
could
be
save her soul.
hours away, right?
It's a huge, long journey away. It's
So how the hell
like
did the
this is
body
supposed
stay
to
so
be.
nice?
This is supposed to be like the end of the world, like the end of the earth, like
Yeah.
the last spot you could get to.
I just assumed like right after the bridge, the village is right there, and it was a couple hours away because the body looks so pristine.
Yeah. And at first, Dorman says that he can't bring her
Dorman's
soul
just
back
like a
until he sees that he has the light sword. He's like, "Oh, you have the light sword. Well, then you would be able to break it."
You have the thing that can bring me back to life.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe I can do it now.
Yeah.
What's weird is he's just a disembodied voice in the
Yes.
ceiling.
But he's also 16
So like
in
this
16
is
different pieces.
the most confusing
that
part
look
about
like
this.
every time you kill Colossi, you like get a bunch of like black mist comes out of it.
And
It stabs into you, and it
And
looks
you-
like it kills you.
and you don't think anything of it. You just say, okay, that's
and
fine.
then you wake up back at the temple.
And Argo's there too, and you're like, how the fuck did both of us
So-
get back here?
What the story from what a lot of people says, these demons or the pieces of the demon that were trapped inside all these colossi, they break out and then they use you as a vessel to get back to the temple. And then that's when you wake up again, that's who's standing over you is the demon that had just possessed your body.
Yeah.
And now you're just lying on the
Oh,
floor.
it's always a number, right? Because
there's that many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game kind of makes no sense because, like, why the fuck would you separate his body into 16 pieces but give him the ability to speak still in the temple?
Yeah, I'm
like,
maybe
what-
he couldn't control that. I
Maybe.
don't know,
Like,
Scott. I
but
don't
why-
know the answers to these
But also,
dumb questions.
why are the statues in the temple connected? Liz? Is that part of like a ritual?
Probably.
Is that how they determine that? Is that why his voice is still there?
It's never explained. The only thing that's explained is these statues are connected to the living embodiments of the Colossi, and
Yeah.
if the Colossi is destroyed, the statues are destroyed.
And then, like,
We don't know why.
You have to assume if Amon was the one who did this, he would tell everyone about it. Be like, "Do not. He's a liar. Don't listen to the voice in the temple if you ever go there."
But they also, like, in stories, he had heard that Dorman could bring souls back from the dead, and seeing that this girl was sacrificed and he thinks for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
he went behind his back to go.
But who fucking started the story about bringing life? Oh, but he probably had some because he was alive at one point, huh? Dormy was.
Yeah.
So he probably did some stuff. That,
Or he maybe found, like, an ancient text that said he could
yeah,
bring it.
It had to be.
Or something in, like, if he wasn't understudy for Amon, he could have read through some of his things and
Yeah.
been like, oh, this person can save souls? Well, I loved this girl, so I'm going to go save her.
I either loved this girl or she was my sister.
we don't...
Kind of up in the air right now. Maybe I loved her and
Like
she
we
was my
said,
sister.
this game tells you nothing.
Dick.
And you don't even get even a semblance of a story until you've defeated 15 Colossi.
And even then, it's very, very small.
And then once you defeat the 16 Colossi, you will get a secondary cutscene that gives you very little information that kind of leads up to what the next game is, ICO, but we don't know even how much that connects. I don't even know.
I get so confused with some of this stuff. Also, I think in ICO, you're in a castle in the sky, aren't you?
I don't honestly.
There's no castle in the sky in this game.
I don't know, Scott.
So you guys know.
Scott's asking a bunch of questions about things. I just don't.
One of the things I thought was stupid in this too, it's like at the end of the game, you become this giant version and you can't kill the people.
That was dumb.
This was so dumb, and you were so slow. And God, you were basically like moving at a mile every 40 minutes.
And it kept on showing you where the sword was. Like it showed you in like the cutscene where the sword landed, the light sword. And so I went towards that thinking I got to stop them from getting the light sword so they wouldn't be able to trap me again.
But no, you're supposed to.
But you literally can't do anything. And then when he throws the light sword into the well, it becomes this vacuum that like brings you in.
And this is another confusing thing. Why the fuck did you do that in the first place? Why did you cut it up into 16 pieces? Did you figure that out later?
Do this.
He's like, damn it, I should have done this instead.
But this is where
I panicked.
This is where it's really weird though too, because like it vacuums and it steals all the black mist demon from you.
Yeah, which you're like, yeah, I did it. I'm
and then
now.
You're like a normal human again, and you don't look like a zombie anymore. But then like, and you can like grab onto the walls and stuff. Like I actually grabbed onto the wall, but it never stopped sucking.
Yeah,
like,
it just feels like it shouldn't have even
point.
had these two parts in there.
No.
This should have been part of the cutscene.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it was kind of annoying too, because you can't progress unless you move towards the guys who are running away. If you just stand there and want to get it over with and let them run away, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's so obnoxious. Why make a fucking mechanic where you have to move towards them at the slowest speed in the world while attacking them? You do one attack and it takes 4 minutes for you to charge up another fucking attack. Like, it's just so obnoxious and slow and boring.
And then you can control certain things, but you can't change anything. You can't do anything.
Yeah,
so why give you control?
Like, and you're a giant fucking thing. You hit them and you're not killing anyone. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
I just killed a bunch of fucking colossi by myself. Now I'm a goddamn demon and I can't do shit? Are you kidding me? Fuck
all the powers of all 16 colossi are all embedded in me. I can breathe this giant blue fire. I can smash you with these giant fists that are the size of King Kong's fist, but I can't do any damage.
Nope.
And I can't move any direction I want to.
Maybe they are invincible in the forever.
Like I don't know.
I don't know
why
the fuck you're not, but they are.
This all-powerful demon, they don't want to be brought back.
Can't even kill anyone.
When he gets brought back, he can't do anything.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And again, he throws a sword into this like well that you get your items from if you do the time attack battles. And literally it sucks up all the evil in you and turns you into a fucking baby.
With horns.
And it doesn't. But he couldn't think to do that in the first place, which makes no fucking sense. Why even destroy the land by making all these colossi that'll just kill anything that walks by? Instead, just throw the sword in the fucking well.
The dumbest part about this for me is too.
He didn't even cast a spell. He just threw it in.
Momo doesn't come back to life till after this.
Yeah, why did he even keep his promise?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fucking honor does a demon have to keep his fucking promise?
In most demon mythology and all demon mythology from most pantheons, demons, when they make a pact, they have to keep it.
Sure, but usually it's like a trick too. It's like
there's possibly a trick to it, or they're getting something that you don't want to give in return.
Yeah, but also
like, I'll give you this power for your left eye and your right arm.
Yeah, but also like he didn't even have time to do it, in my opinion, because he got sucked into a fucking vortex within seconds of coming back to life.
Well, and then apparently the story, basically, they create their own like Adam and Eve little place in this.
You know what? It blows a hole in your theory that they all live forever. They don't. Because the theory is, and I read this, that she only lives forever because she was brought back to life.
Well, he could have been brought back to life. I'm on.
I guess that's true. But
if it's a possibility for one person, it's a possibility for all people.
Yeah, maybe that's why he killed, what's his name? Because he wanted to die and then it didn't work.
Maybe.
It could have been. That would have been a good story. We should write this.
I don't know, Scott.
We should write these stories. That would have been way better than what they presented us with.
But you don't go into this for the story.
No,
you
you
go
don't.
into this for the gameplay.
For fighting the
and
Colossi
The Colossi,
specifically.
yeah.
You don't go into it for the travel on the horse.
No.
You don't go into it for the lizards or the fruit.
No.
You go into it for the Colossi.
You go in for the Colossi. That's all it is. That's all that you're there for. That's all you need to have.
Yeah, at the end of this too, he's right. Like, it's kind of dumb because Amon turns around during the credit scene and says, "I hope you find a new life." It's like, so you know he's not dead?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Go back and kill him.
Right?
Are you kidding me right now? Go
Can't
fuck
believe
yourself.
you've turned into this. Have a good life.
Yeah. Like, it makes me
What?
wonder if, like, maybe he could only cast that spell by sacrificing someone.
Maybe.
And
I
he
remember
had
maybe
to
he
sacrifice
trapped
him.
Dorman inside of him, but it like de-aged. I don't like this makes no sense.
Yeah.
None of this makes any
I
sense.
wonder if there's like some kind of Japanese lore around this that we just
Maybe,
don't
but like
understand.
I know a lot of Japanese lore of different Japanese gods, and I've never heard of
Well,
this.
it wouldn't be like a god. It'd be like
Oh, I guess it would be maybe
like
some
a-
like folklore story.
yeah. So like what?
like the world on Turtleback.
Well, yeah, like that, or like the Three Little Pigs to us. We've heard that story. It's like a
Oh,
nursery
okay.
rhyme for us. It teaches us a lesson about how to build a house appropriately.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's something like that in Japan where
Maybe.
they understood perfectly what everything in this game meant. We're just like, what the fuck, guys?
Or yeah,
Yeah, it could
or
have been
maybe they
that.
just left a bunch of shit
Yeah, they-
ambiguous for that purpose.
Yeah, because
Or
they
for
wanted
other
to make
games.
more shit prequels.
But like even all of these 3 games don't like they feel like they're in the same universe, but they also like look like completely different games.
they really do. But yeah, he's right. At the end of this too, you climb up somehow. Somehow you need your full stamina to get to the top of this thing after 4 playthroughs, and she
Yes.
just kind of walks up there with the horse, and you're like, "How'd you get up there? Where'd you go? You were carrying a baby. You couldn't have been climbing."
Well, she doesn't go to the secret.
She
garden.
does. That's where she goes at the end.
What the? I don't even want to try to.
That's
figure
where
this,
she goes.
I don't even want to try to figure this out.
You're
anymore.
like, how the fuck did you do that? It's like, where's the elevator? Give me the elevator. Let me up there.
Well, and we already know and a lot of people have said that they think Argo is a magical horse.
I don't know. He's got a broken leg at the end.
Yeah, from falling 300 fucking
He fell in
feet.
the water.
Yeah, because water doesn't kill you.
I've seen movies. Water sometimes saves your life.
Yeah, if you got a grenade launcher to fucking blow up the water before you
I know.
hit.
Well, you just have to break it. I
Yeah.
think you have to throw something at it. But yeah, there's no way the horse threw something at it.
I just always bring up the grenade launcher thing because it was in Triple X State of the Union, the one with Ice Cube,
Yeah.
where he jumps off the train and he shoots the grenade launcher and then dives into that spot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's brilliant. That's how you have to do it.
Gotta break the
Break
water.
the surface tension.
Yeah, but it's kind of dumb. She makes it up there when you have to climb up there.
Yeah.
And they think that's where, like, ICO comes into play.
Yeah, because like,
He's an ancestor of the Horn Dude. Because the Horn Dude is a kid in the game. If you've
Yeah.
never played it, I just looked up a synopsis of it. He's just a child in ICO. So it had to be like an ancestor. It couldn't be him like 2 years in the future or something. But
see, that's what I thought it was. But maybe I
no,
was
he's
wrong.
like a child. And then she's like a queen. And that's why they think it's ancestors. Because, like, she lives forever, becomes the queen. They find people come to them, I'm guessing. Like, come to the land, and then she starts ruling over them or something of that nature. And then he fucks someone and makes horn children.
Well,
I'm
then there's
guessing.
like an evil queen or something.
Yeah,
too.
that's her. That's what they say. That's her.
Yeah.
That's what I read. It's like she's the evil queen, but it's so far in the future, she's lost her mind because she's lived forever. That's why they think she's evil.
Weird.
It gets so fucking weird. I really wish they would have made this a standalone game and made it so there was no fucking like see into the future. Because I would have liked that so much better. Because then they can make a sequel to this and it would make fucking sense.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't make any sense to make a sequel because there's already kind of a sequel.
Well, and this is the only franchise of anything I've ever seen where it's like we're gonna start at the most future point,
Yeah.
and then make a prequel, and then make another prequel. Where I'm like, I get like if you've done a few games and then go back to a prequel
Yeah.
or something, or maybe a prequel and then move on. But like most people move on, you don't keep going back because then you either retcon a bunch of shit or you don't have them as connected as you needed to.
But normally, like, a game will do this if it introduces a cool character that people want some information on.
Yeah.
Right? So if Halo did this, it would be on Sergeant Johnson.
Or the Arbiter.
Or the Arbiter. Like, you get some good information on these characters. You're like, oh my God, this character was so cool in this game. That's one example I can give you is, and from Japanese, by the way, too, is Sinbad from Magi.
Yeah.
So Sinbad is like a dude in Magi who people loved. And he's introduced in Magi, and then they decided, let's tell Sinbad's story. Let's make a prequel manga that tells just Sinbad's story because he's fucking sweet. Yeah. And everybody loved it because it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You make a character that's cool in one thing, give it some depth in another thing.
Yeah.
In this thing, there's no depth with this fucking character because he's not in the other thing.
Yeah. Like, there's just very little connections to
like we said, I mean, you play this game just to fight the Colossi. That feels like it's it. But this game would have been so much better with a better story.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, this game would be in my top 10 probably if it had a good
They can
story.
still save it by doing a prequel for his story before he goes to the Colossi. Yeah. Honestly,
I would honestly be interested in that.
Yeah, because I'm honestly interested in it. I'm like, okay, is it love her? I mostly just want to know if he's fucking her or if she's a sister, or if she's a sister and he's fucking her.
Yeah, maybe both.
Maybe both.
We are talking about the Bible.
Or like Amon, like find out if he's he's been resurrected, because that would be a cool story too. Like, yeah, they should do a prequel on this game and do it like better story writing.
But I also like kind of curious, like, how you would even do a story.
I don't know. There'd have to be some kind of enemy.
Yeah, I'd more rather watch a show,
true,
or a small movie or something, just regarding like what happened before.
I'd love to see like an area in this game where there's actual people, because that's true. This whole game, you don't really see people.
Yeah, like where did Amon come from?
Yeah, like
what I want to see that
city?
Town. Yeah.
Is it like a small little town that just
is it this thriving culture? Because I mean, there's giant castles and stuff.
Yeah, and they're so cool in the Forgotten World.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they just decided that there would be no cities in this. Like, and that's one thing that I think Two Worlds did really well, is introduce like areas that just were populated. It just makes you feel like you're not alone in the game. In this game, you felt alone all the time.
Yeah, you felt alone besides your horse.
Yeah. So one last thing in the story. One last thing. Okay. Did you go up to the body and touch its poop?
You can touch the boob?
I assume you can. I
went up to the body, but I couldn't do anything to it.
Well, I'm going to assume that in darkness, I was able to like just cop a little bit of feel. I mean, it's dead. Who's it hurting at this point? She's going to come back. I have no idea it happened.
I feel like my boob was grabbed while I was dead.
Like, I feel like if I was playing a game and someone was dead and their penis was out, I'd be like, I can touch the penis, right? Bing! like, why not? Why the fuck not? They're dead. Who cares? It's a video game. Who gives a shit?
I'm the kind of person, I don't really have once I'm dead, I don't really care.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
I don't care.
I guess just don't dress me up as a clown.
I don't even care if you do whatever you want to do with my body once I'm dead. I don't give a fuck. Like, my body's dead.
I hope I'm like like Clerks when I die and my dick is hard.
I don't think that's possible.
Remember Clerks? Remember that? She fucks a dead body in the bathroom because his dick was still hard.
Yeah, that's right.
And she had no idea he was dead, and she was like,
well, didn't he die like right then though? Like, it was
I think he died
while he had a heart attack while he was hard.
Yeah, and then he stayed hard, and she goes into the bathroom and fucks her.
Yeah. Rigor mortis kicked in, just kick him hard.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I think that's what we all want. One last lay after we die.
Or like in How I Met Your Mother, Barney says that he wants to have he wants to go into this world go out of this world the same way he came into this, butt ass naked.
Yeah.
Open casket.
Yes. And fully erect. Yeah. People either be impressed or sad for me.
And if it's not erect, I want it stuffed.
Yeah.
To look erect.
Yeah. Well, make it some flair. I'm gonna assume I'm gonna be old and make it look young.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a story, kind of. Not really any story in this game.
Yeah.
Kind of lacking.
Sorry about that. It's not our fault.
But let's move on.
Worth or not?
So because of gameplay,
yes,
I'm gonna give it a worth.
I think this game is 100% worth it.
Yeah, I think the Colossi fights are so cool that made up for everything else that was shit.
If you liked kind of the climbing mechanics of Breath of the Wild, but hate the weapon breaking all the fucking time, play this.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I gave up on Breath of the Wild because I just hate the weapon.
I don't think Master Sword broke in Breath of the Wild.
Every other thing does,
did.
though.
That's why you stack like 60 of them.
Well, and you can carry 16 of them in your inventory or whatever when you're fully upgraded or whatever, but, like, I don't want to switch my sword every fucking 4 hits throughout the entire game.
It seems like such a tedious thing. I don't think we'll ever play Breath of the Wild for this.
No,
It's too
I
long
won't.
and it's too
Yeah,
boring.
it's a really long... Well, you can end the game really early if you wanted to.
You get a motorcycle at some
You
point.
can just
I
go
know
straight
that.
to Ganon and end the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you beat him?
Yeah. It's hard, but you could.
No. Is he hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
That's good.
You always got a boner. And we don't know if it's for you or Zelda.
Both.
Well,
They
probably.
kind of look the same.
Get confused a lot.
Elves are confusing.
They really are, though.
Yeah, I think Worth It is good for this. Mechanic-wise, it
Well, and
brings
a lot of
the
times
right things.
You can get this game for like $10 a lot of times.
Yeah,
Even the
I mean, I did
remastered,
it
you can
for
get on
free.
sale for $10. I think I got this on sale for $10 on the remastered
You
even.
can download an emulator and do it for free and have a save state. So much better.
That would be nice.
You could probably even get a
But-
PlayStation 3 emulator and do like a remastered version of it.
Probably.
Or PlayStation 4. I bet you could.
The remaster was on PlayStation 4. I think there was a the remaster, and I think there was another like remake remaster. The PS4 version's a fully remake from the ground up, but it's the exact same game.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
worth
about
it.
it.
All right.
Next week,
Injustice 2.
yes. So for the next 25 or so episodes, every other episode we are actually going to do a sequel of something we've already done.
Yeah.
75 episodes into this, we wanted to change it up before we get to episode 100, which we'll have a special episode for that one with my other co-host from my other podcast, David. We're going to do a movie tie-in game and watch both the movie and the game, and then
Is David going to play the game?
yes, I want David to play the game and
gonna
you to watch the
fuck it
movie,
up.
and then all three of us be on both podcasts.
I don't know how to watch movies.
Yes, you do. I'll watch them with you. We've watched several together. We can do it again.
We can do it again.
Yep.
Only if the game and the movie
And
are Get Hard.
I can get you hard while you.
Well, let's
play.
watch Get Hard and let's hope that somebody made a Get Hard game.
There's not, but we could do
Let's-
GTA and get hard. I don't know.
Let's make a Get Hard game.
Okay, let's do that.
You did not even aim for a trash can.
I'll pick it up later.
All right. Well, all right, guys. That's it. Next week's Injustice 2. We'll hope you enjoyed it.
Love you.
Bye.